My name is Duddits and I'll build some stuff. I've got the most insane ability spam build you have ever seen on a Warlock. This build is an absolute joke. We're going to be focusing the build on unraveling rounds and threadlings, tangles via the swarmers. This build is absolutely insane this season. I know it's been done previously in other seasons, but this season it's an absolute joke. It is so strong. It's literal ability spam simulator. So much health regeneration, so many free kills. You get kills you don't even know you're getting. So stay with me, I'll break it all down. So we'll start off with the exotic of choice, the swarmers. Destroying a tangle spawns a threadling. Your threadlings unravel targets that do damage. So I'll quickly go over what exactly these do. Like it says on the description, every time you throw your threadling, it's going to unravel targets. And every time you destroy or pick up one of these tangles, that will also destroy and turn into little unraveling rounds. And these unraveling rounds are excellent this season. They just do loads of free damage anyway. And they spawn more threadlings as well, which is absolutely nuts. And of course, this season, swarmers actually got a bit of a buff with hard shuttle and unraveling rounds. Damaging unravel targets with a weapon occasionally spawns a threadling. This is obviously works excellent with your swarmers. That's going to give you more threadlings. That's going to give you more unraveling rounds. And then we've got unraveling orbs as well. Every time you pick up an orb, you're going to give you strand weapons, unraveling rounds. So these two alone really make swarmers an absolutely S-tier exotic this season. Another exotic weapon that pairs excellent with this is the buried bloodline. This fires tracking bolts, landed bolts, leeches health from the target. It's also got the trait on their violent reanimation. Multiple final blows with this weapon grant devour to the wielder. And then obviously the catalyst is absolutely insane on this as well, because every time you've got your devour going, this weapon will weaken on hit. So we're going to have a 15% damage increase as well, weakening effect for all of our abilities, including the swarmers and unraveling rounds. Obviously we're on a Warlock, so Feed the Void is just going to pair nicely with Buried Bloodline. Every time you defeat a target with any ability, you're going to get Devour going all of the time. Now I just want to say something about the Buried Bloodline. You don't have to get multiple kills. I had an argument with somebody a couple of seasons back about this. You will literally just have to get one kill in certain situations. One kill, it will proc that Devour. It just depends on the enemy. I remember having a little bit of a discussion with somebody. You don't have to get multiple kills in some situations. So just wanted to get that one out there. Once you've got your Devour active, whether you get your kills from the Buried Bloodline or your abilities, that's going to proc your Devour. And then that automatically makes all of your hits from the Buried Bloodline weaken, which is a 15% damage increase, like I said, for your weapon or your abilities, i.e. specifically the swarmers. Threadlings and your tangles and the unraveling rounds are going to do extra damage. Facet of Bravery is an excellent fragment to run. Defeating targets with grenade final blows will grant volatile rounds to your weapon, and then melee kills will grant unraveling rounds to your strand weapons. So you'll see there, I got a kill and I got volatile rounds. That was from a threadling grenade kill. That is automatically buffing your Buried Bloodline with weakening already, plus the volatile rounds. Volatile Marksman on the seasonal artifact pack. Rapid Void weapon hits and rapid Void final blows grant volatile rounds to your weapon. Maligned Harvest, rapidly applying volatile, causes your next instance of Void weapon damage to create a weakening burst. And then finally, we've got Void Flux, defeating weakened targets with a Void weapon applies volatile to nearby targets. So basically, we're going to have loads of weakening, loads of volatile going off, and loads of unraveling rounds that are going to be weakened, plus all the damage that you're going to do with your tangles and the threadlings is just going to be absolutely nuts. Weakening on the fly, Devour on the fly, loads of survivability, volatile rounds, unraveling rounds, left, right and centre. And now we're going to focus on the ability spam, as well as Devour. Weaver's Call works really nice as an aspect. Obviously you want to be running this one with your swarmers. Activate your class ability to weave 3 threadlings and deploy at your feet. They will track targets down. Pair that up with your threadling grenade. You've literally got threadlings infinitely with them 2 on their own. With your Devour active, don't forget Devour will give you grenade energy as well. With the Feed the Void aspect, you get health regen and grenade energy. Arcane Needle, this unravels targets, and this will also spawn a threadling when you get a kill if they're unraveled via your melee. So we're going to have loads and loads of threadlings basically, and I'm going to show you how you can literally loop these infinitely. So you're going to have just an ungodly amount of threadlings and unraveling rounds volatile rounds, like I said, going off, weakening on the fly. This build feels absolutely crazy. And I know on Strand, you get Fragments, but on Prismatic, you'll notice I am on my Prismatic. It really, really works this season. Song of Flame is the super of choice. That's the beauty of running a Prismatic. You can run any super. The reason why I run Song of Flame is because you get absolutely ridiculous damage reduction and you get infinite amount of class ability. Just watch this. That with your Weaver's Call, you can literally tank everything, do loads of damage with your solar melee and grenade that you get in your super, and you're just going to be able to keep putting your rift down every 2 or 3 seconds, which spawns infinite amount of Threadlings, which is absolutely nuts. Now you're going to see everything in action. You're going to see my Prismatic going off. You're going to see my ungodly amount of Threadlings that I'm going to spawn, and you can either pick them up or throw them. Plus you got your buried bloodline weakening, and once you got that weakening on there, the unraveling rounds of Threadlings are all going to do extra damage, which is absolutely great for ad clearance alone. Like I said at the beginning of the video, you get so many kills you don't even know that you're actually getting kills. Your Threadlings and the unraveling rounds are just going to do so much work for you. You've got loads of survivability, and you'll see I've literally got infinite amount of Threadlings coming out my ass. It's absolutely crazy. Between your Weaver's Call and your Threadling Grenade, that's pretty much enough anyway, but then you've got your Prismatic Super as well in the background, plus your Unraveling Melee, and the Threadlings and the Unraveling rounds do actually do quite a lot of damage once you've got your Buried Bloodline weakening on there as well, like so. So now I've stepped it up. This was, I like to test a couple of different difficulties. That was the Master. This is now the Expert Lost Sector on Neuroma. This is the hardest difficulty one, and it's an absolute jerk. You can also use your Buried Bloodline whilst you're in your Song of Flame as well, which is obviously just an added bonus. I always preferred the Strand version of the Swarmers, but this season, the Prismatic version is absolutely nuts. I think the seasonal artifact perks just give you so many tangles to shoot and pick up and destroy through unraveling rounds. To pair with the Buried Bloodline, these starts to get quite important. Now a couple of Strand weapons, something like Unloved, is really good. Strand weapons, i.e. Darkness Energy, Pro Memoria is also good with Bait and Switch, which also works nice with Buried Bloodline. The extra weakening Bait and Switch is 30%, however it'll be 45 with a weakening. Now these fragments really make the build tick. That's why I said about Darkness Energy weapons as well. Rapidly defeating targets with light or darkness damage or super final blows generates an elemental pickup. Obviously the elemental pickup is going to be the Tangle, which is excellent for this build. Facet of Balance, rapidly defeating targets with light damage, grants melee energy, and rapidly defeating targets with darkness energy, grants grenade energy. Obviously 2 darkness weapons again is going to give you loads of grenade energy. And then Facet of Hope, while you're an elemental buff, your class ability generates more quickly. You've got Devour active. This is just a free class ability buff, which gives you infinite amounts of Weaver's Call. But for me, the Prismatic version now actually is a better option than the Strand version, just for the season at least. Because just having that Prismatic Super is just extra damage. You don't get that on, obviously, your Strand subclass. And then being able to loop through your Prismatic sort of Super, your Transcendence, and then straight into your Song of Flame is just more ability spam to this build. And again, and I've said this a couple of times, I think it's the seasonal artifact perks that really, really make this tick, and them set of fragments really just enable you to keep your Devour going. You're just literally an absolute joke of a build, and you get so many kills. I mean, we did this GM with a couple of randoms. I'd never spoke to them before, and we did like a sub 15-minute run, I think it was like 15 minutes, and I went completely flawless. The GM, it works really nice in the GM. It was actually my fastest run of the week, which I know I've seen people do it in 10 minutes, but 15 minutes for me, I'm happy with that. Quickly go over all of my sort of fragments again, just so they're all sort of finalised. Facet of Protection, while surrounded by combatants, you are more resistant to incoming damage. While Transcendent, the effect is increased. A Facet of Awakening, which we've touched on, rapidly defeating targets with light or darkness damage or super final blows, generates an elemental pickup. Obviously, dark weapon kills will spawn tangles. Facet of Balance, rapidly defeating targets with light damage grants melee energy, and then darkness energy gives you grenade energy. Defeating targets with grenade final blows grants volatile rounds for your Buried Bloodline or another void weapon that you may want to run. And then finally, Facet of Hope. This is just a free buff because you've always got Devour going, so you're going to get loads and loads of class ability back for your Weaver's Call. Mods, I like to really run Reaper because every time you put your class ability down, your next kill will spawn an orb of power. Powerful Attraction, because we're using our class ability a lot, you're going to auto pick up them orbs that are nearby. This is really important for this build as well because of all the fragments. You're also going to get more grenade cooldown with Innovation via your Powerful Attraction, getting loads of grenade energy, even more. And then avoid Scavenger for my buried Bloodline. On my arms, I like to run Grenade Kickstart, more grenade ability returns. And on top of that, this one is a very nice mod to run. The Bolstering Detonation grants class ability every time you do damage with a grenade, i.e. Weaver's Call. You're going to get loads, and then Firepower to create orbs via your Threadling grenade kill. I'll leave a list of the mods, just like so. I will also leave a dim link for the video, for this build, sorry, and I'll also leave a Mobalytics link for all my builds in Heresy in the comments. So let me know what you think. Very, very top tier build this season. Good for everything. Very, very strong. Hard difficulty, or even if you just want to go do something else in the game, you're just going to get infinite amount of kills that you don't even know you're getting, and it's an ability spam simulator. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.